Nakama. Welcome back to the Yonko Podcast. This is part 3 of our 1067 series, the predictions for what happens in 1068. The name of the chapter we don't know yet. I'm Brock.
I'm Burke.
I'm Alex.
And yeah, this is my first time actually doing an intro for the predictions, so I didn't really format this, but thanks for joining us. Let's get right into it. What are our predictions today, guys?
Ooh.
Oh, and Kat's not here to do the
Typey.
the note-taking.
But you can watch the video and typey later.
Yes.
So,
Alex, you start.
I will start.
Predications.
Where do I want this to go versus where I think it will go? Where do I want it to go? Well, this hat is really warm, so I'd like to find out what's going on with Law, because I said that I would wear this hat until I know his fate. I'm getting real tired of that, so personally, I'd like to find out about Law.
He's dead, bruv.
But I'm pretty sure that's not what we're gonna get. I think we're a little too deep in the whole Egghead arc at the moment, with all 3 groups kind of, well, 2. We actually haven't checked in on Zoro and Brook. And my prediction last time was Zoro and Brook, and I was wrong. So I'm gonna say we do not check up on them this time, even though I'd like to. That goes in the like category. I think we're gonna see the first shots fired between Egghead and CP0. We might see CP0's initial reaction, which will be vague and strange, and we won't know what they mean by that.
Like Vegapunk?
And then we'll cut back to the crew and Shaka, as well as Punkstein's reactions with the Straw Hats. Will they let them go? Are they going to formulate the plan? Will Punkstein start telling Luffy more about what he needs from him? Will Bonnie wake up? I think those are the answers that we're going to cover in 1068. So, initial shots fired, reactions from both groups. No Zoro and Brook yet. That is what I think we are looking forward to in 1068. Punkstein might just do more lore dropping. I don't know, actually.
Barkleton.
Kuma boops himself.
Oh, the revolutionaries.
Kuma boops himself. Something to do with the revolutionaries. And then, they get the official notification that you are being denied entry. Get out. And then Lucci's like, excuse me, I am Leopard Man. I will do whatever the frick I want.
I am Leopard Man. I am the captain now.
And then Hattori, flies up and is like, woo, 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 and looks around and just brings back information.
You know who Hattori is, right?
I know who Hattori is.
Just in case you forgot that he was there, because he was.
He was the best flying person in CP9.
Yeah, besides Kaku. But also Kaku was falling with style.
I'm trying to say that Owl Dude sucked, but yeah, you're right. Kaku's cooler than Hattori.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, and then there's that. And then I think Luffy is just going to be like straight up, nah, you're good. To Vegapunk?
Yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm not taking you?
And then Jinbei's going to be like, what? Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I think's happening next chapter. Nothing serious yet. Just all going to be gags.
Just gags and reactions. And gagging reactions.
Anyway,
that's funny.
Brock!
That's funny.
And all that.
Because it just happened.
Oh. Yeah.
We love you, man. All right.
Oh, my God.
I hate all of you.
No, you don't. If you did, you would not be here.
Yeah, it's basically what we told Brock last week. Before we didn't record. And we were joking until you didn't record.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brock, what do you think's gonna happen in 1068?
They disowned me for the week. Anyways,
it's okay, you had Kratos.
So, the best dad ever.
Oh yeah. Better in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I want, it's interesting because like recently I haven't had a lot that I wanted. Just like, see, the type of One Piece watcher I am / viewer is very much I'm just excited for whatever Oda has plans next. I don't make assumptions or presumptions. I don't really do theories. I'm just like, take me on the story, because usually I'm generally happy with whatever happens, and I find it, for me, it's the most natural way to experience the story. My favorite story. That's been my favorite story for years. And so I don't usually have what I want unless it's like, oh, what if this happens? You know, what I do want actually is maybe a little bit more interaction. And this kind of actually intertwines with what I think might actually happen. And I think I want a little bit more from Zoro and Brook. Though they are seemingly the least active at the moment of the Straw Hats. And then maybe a continuation on CP9's progress and Kuma's progress is what I want.
CP9 or CP0?
CP0. I'm so used to CP9.
No, you're good.
CPHs. Now, what I think is going to happen kind of coincides. I think because of where they're at, as opposed to where CPHs is at, Zoro and Brook will be the first Straw Hats to actually see CP0 because they're actually docked. And it wouldn't surprise me if, there's explosions over there. We should probably see what's going on. Or, even more so, it'd be hilarious if Zoro got lost and ran into CP0, namely Kaku. That would be funny. And also, really cool. It's like, it's a giraffe guy that looks like shit. He turns into giraffe. And he looks like, you still look like shit.
And he turns into a cube.
It would be equally funny if, like, Zoro, like, you know how when he was walking around Drum Island and he was just meeting all these people randomly, like Dr. Koheha, and he just, like, gets kicked off the sled and all that shit, right? It'd be funny if he was just walking, like, around on the cloud top part of Egghead. And, like, he does see CP0, but they'll have masks on. He's like, good day, citizen. And they're like... and they just walk right past each other. Like, I could also see, like, a funny gag like that. And Brook, who's never met CP0, is also like, YOHOHOHOHO. They're like...
yeah. Although I'm not necessarily sure if they saw Zoro by himself, they would just let him leave, though.
You're right. It would be kind of like, that would be like...
Because I'm pretty sure they'd recognize him.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Like, they stood up on all those pillars, man, looking badass as hell as all the CP9 was up here looking down.
And you bet Kaku would recognize him.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. No, honestly, I do think there is a chance of Zoro and Brook being the first to get mixed up in the CP0 business. / at least being the first Straw Hats to encounter them. And then besides that... maybe an encounter with Seraphim Kuma if Vegapunk is able to give orders first. But also it might not get that far. It might just start with like, what's going on over there? And then you see them heading over there because like they're destroying the surrounding robots, which that's guaranteed to bring some attention, especially since Zoro and Brook are still outside. And then... I think besides that, we're going to maybe just get a regular updates from the other groups. But I think with what's actually happening on the outside, we might actually get something from Zoro and Brook this time. I realize that wasn't a lot, but I'm just so bad at like...
I mean, this chapter was a lot more than I expected.
I didn't really have a lot either. I just made a bunch of jokes. Because ultimately, like, I'm not sure when the serious is going to start. But there has been some serious. So, like, it's not like...
some heartfelt with Robin.
Oh, yeah. Just a chapter ago. Do you think the cover story's still Germa?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I was expecting it to be done like 2 covers ago.
No, I know. What's the next... what happens next? Do we go back to Cracker being frozen and maybe Katakuri finding him, or are we sticking with these two?
I think we're done. Like the main focal point of what was happening on actual Whole Cake is done. I think
the focus is going to be Judge and Caesar and the siblings.
Maybe they're shaking hands or high-fiving.
I doubt that.
Shit.
I think they'll be fighting Like,
Caesar's just in a box of sea stone, and Judge is like, bring him to the dungeons. He's like, no! Not again! You're gonna make me even bigger, Caesar. No! Why is it always this?
No, yeah, but I think they're the focus now.
I just don't know where that ends. That's my only thing.
Well, here's the thing: is none of us do because, like I said, I thought it was done like 2 chapters ago or so.
I mean, I think Judge and Caesar getting together is established here.
Mm-hmm.
See
And
it on the open.
the only thing left that I could
There's so much water bottle abuse. in this group.
headphone users beware. I said that too late. The only thing that I could see else happening is maybe we see the deal that they reach or whatever agreement is to be had, and maybe that's where it ends. I don't know where. That's where I'm like you, Brock. I really don't know where the cover story is. And considering where the last one was with, was it Chiffon's wedding to Beige and reuniting with Lola and Pound and all that? Like, that had a more, like, simple ending. Oh, yeah, they all get back together as a family.
That had a bit more of a side story ending.
Right.
This one feels a bit more central.
This one is, yeah, quite central considering, you know, the Law thing with Pudding and all that. You know, I read a theory that Katakuri might actually save Law in trying to save his sister Pudding from Blackbeard. And he might get kind of caught up in all that shit as well.
That'd be cool.
But we don't know his fate either.
No, I mean, it would be... That's one thing, and this is just a little tangent, but that'd be something I'm interested in seeing, is how will Katakuri react knowing Big Mom's defeat? Because even though Luffy's not the one who defeated Big Mom, doesn't change the fact that he defeated someone of equal or greater stature. So, and like, obviously him and Luffy didn't leave on bad terms.
Nope. Mutual respect terms.
Yeah, so I think there's some potential there for maybe an alliance.
My only hang-up with that theory is, does Katakuri love Pudding as much as he loves Brulee? Because if Brulee was stolen, I would assume not even a question. Film Red established that.
So, with Katakuri...
But with Pudding, I don't know.
So Katakuri, I think he is... While he may be closest with Brulee, he gives me the feeling of a man who will protect his family. Regardless of who they are. Like, he also punished them if they step out of line, but he's not like Big Mom, where it's like, give me what I want or I'll steal your soul. He's like, you're my sister, I'm going to protect you. So I don't see him, because like, literally, like, you saw how beloved he was when he was beaten. Everybody was literally crying and moaning when they found out he was beaten. Like, he is... He's one of the most beloved siblings in the Charlotte family.
I just don't know what's more called for with his current circumstance of Big Mom is lost to sea, ? Smoothie was on the ship that was supposed to be providing her reinforcements to Wano. Cracker is now frozen solid in Chocolate Town. Pudding is stolen. Katakuri, I think, is the strongest person, aside from maybe like Oven and Daifuku, on the Whole Cake territory. Can he risk leaving to save Pudding, or does he have to hold that fort down now?
That's the thing is...
He's very pulled in a lot of directions. And Mochi, you know, it's stretchy, but it can't go everywhere at once.
You're dumb.
I'm just saying, man. Like, he must feel very, very stressed.
No, there's a shit ton going on. You can't help but feel for the guy, because, you know...
He's been handed a rough bag ever since he left Luffy to leave his territory.
Big Mom and a lot of their top officers...
I was gonna say,
he was defeated.
What?
He was defeated.
Big Mom and a lot of her top officers are not to be found at the moment. I mean, for all we know, I mean, like, Parasparrow's probably imprisoned, you know, and because like he was actually caught. He was defeated and caught.
I would almost hope that he's dead, but
I don't think he's dead.
I don't see where else he would pop up in the story.
That battle didn't give me a dead feeling.
He was killed by.
He was beaten.
He was beaten by Nekomamushi.
Cat Viper.
Pretty. It seemed pretty final to me. I'm more willing to believe Big Mom is alive than he is alive.
I think they're both alive.
I think.
Unfortunately, I think they're both alive.
Remains to be seen.
Actually, No. I don't think Big Mom's alive, personally. That's me.
But Perospero is?
I think Perospero is
Ah.
alive.
Well, you can see where we stand on characters and their deaths or undeaths. No, but I think it's interesting. I think I always want more Katakuri in the story, but I need good reasoning. And I think Pudding is. I think Pudding might be. But I also don't know how he stands up against Teach.
Oh, man.
He'd be very Ace-like if I'm being real. A single, like, top commander of Big Mom going after Blackbeard.
No, I don't think it would end well for Katakuri.
Yeah.
As strong as he is, and as wonderful as he is, I don't see most people trying a single man go against Blackbeard to be. I mean, even Dark King Rayleigh wasn't certain he'd be able to win.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot.
That's a lot. A lot. Reputation got him through that whole thing.
Yes. That's literally the only thing that saved that, in my opinion, was that Teach was not sure he could win that.
Very interesting places that we're going. In 1068, in 1 week's time.
Thank you for joining us on blah, 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 blah. I can talk sometimes. Thank you for joining us for our predictions for 1060.
Prediction 1068.
Coming from our 1067 series, Punk Records. If you like this video, like the video, please. If you like the series we're making, subscribe, comment, let us know what we can do to make your experience more enjoyable. We'd love to hear from you. And with all that being said, thanks for joining us. We're looking forward to seeing you for our videos during 1068.